You get the best of both worlds. Whip it out, lose control, and you're ready to blow. Is how it goes, something like that?
That's definitely not how that song goes, bro.
Anyway.
No.
Okay, anyway. Listen, I am pissed off. We had to restart the podcast, and I'm pissed off about that.
Yeah.
So now I got to tell half of this story over again. The hell? It's your fault. It's your fault. So the other day, I get a letter at my door delivering some very bad news. And that news was that my laundry room will no longer be 24 hours. They are going from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., which is not my hours. Because I like doing my laundry at 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. Why are they doing this, you ask? Well, because somebody was caught smoking crack in the laundry room on the camera.
Makes sense to me.
Number one, I did not know there were cameras in there.
Never was.
There was never cameras in there before, right? Because you used to live here.
Nope.
So they must have installed those cameras. And I feel like they installed these cameras. I feel like I know that because I have walked in to a few interesting situations in that laundry room. And you
Blowjobs.
said you've seen people get blowjobs in the laundry room. Did you continue to do your laundry while that was happening?
I mean, maybe.
I would have.
Maybe I
What,
did.
it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Don't worry about me.
And maybe I'm next.
Maybe.
I don't know. So
Don't worry about my freaky tendencies.
I haven't seen anybody getting a BJ, but I've seen people laid out, sleeping on the ground, people crawling in the windows at all hours of the night, sneaking into the building.
Selling
drugs.
drugs.
I walked in with there was like a few guys in there with like their back to me. They were like in a huddle, like they were getting ready to do a play. Like a football play. I'm like, this ain't good. They're getting ready to do something wicked. Let me get up out. This is not. Ain't none of them have a laundry bag. I'll tell you that. None of them had a Tide Pod in their hand or nothing like that. One time I walked down there to do my laundry, and as I approached the room, the lights are off. And it's pitch black in there. And I said, you know what? I'm doing my laundry tomorrow. I'm not walking in there. I don't know where the light switch is, so then I'm going to walk in, fumble around for it, and then clink right in the back of the dome. Something crazy.
So is somebody going to come down there and lock that door at 8 p.m.?
I guess so. That's what I heard. That's what I read.
Really?
They're shutting it down. And they're even more pissed because during the investigation, they found out that it wasn't the person smoking crack wasn't even one of our people.
Of course, they never are. Everything that happens in this building is never from.
It was
rarely from people.
Somebody gave them the key. So now they're pissed off about that, and I'm pissed off because I can't do my freaking laundry. I don't know what I'm going to do, but now...
You can do your laundry, bro. You just can't do it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's when I do it. Now listen, since I'm pissed off, since y'all want to piss me off, this is the consequence.
What is?
You know Easter's coming up, right?
Oh, God.
And we were supposed to do the big crack egg hunt in the building.
No one gets crack?
If you find the golden egg, you get a nice big fat crack rock. That is now canceled.
No!
The big egg hunt has now been canceled because you want to get my privileges taken away. Now your nice Easter egg hunt, the festivities have been canceled. We're going to make it a nice community event. And you know what? I was going to be generous that day, and I was going to put multiple golden eggs around. So everybody gets a piece. Everybody gets a little rock. But now you get nothing because you want to mess with my schedule. The hell? Bullshit.
No more crack.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I know is I ain't doing no egg hunt. You did it to yourself. You did it to go get your crack somewhere else.
Oh my God.
Listen to what happened to me in the elevator the other day.
You got raped.
I did not get raped in the elevator the other day. But this is what happened. I got a knife pulled on me.
I know
in the
that's
elevator.
your fantasy.
To get raped in the elevator?
Yeah.
Well, I think it may have almost happened. So I got a knife pulled on me in the elevator. Well, so not pulled on me, but I was in the elevator. This woman comes in. She asks me for the time. I tell her the time, and then she looks at where I'm going all the way downstairs.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, I can't go down there." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "I'm banned. Like, I can't be up in here." And I was like, "Why?" And she goes, whoop, pulls out a nice big blade from her pocket, from her sweatshirt pocket, just. Ready to go. Not like how I be having it, where it's like, it's still in the thing, and I gotta flick it out. She had it ready to go. Like she was ready to already do some damage.
Oh,
so
shit.
she whipped it out, and I started smiling because I love knives.
Of course.
So I was like, damn, I wish I had mine. I would have whipped mine out. We could have did a little sword fight, something like that. But she whipped out. She's gonna, because I ain't gonna have motherfuckers play me up in here. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I was like, hell yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do.
Yo.
So then she is about to get off on the floor, and she looks back, stops the door, and looks at me up and down like this. She goes, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll suck that.
She's like, what you doing? What you going to do? I was like, I was going to go meet a friend. So I was like, I'm going to go hang out, meet a friend. She's like, all right, I'm going to see you later. I'm going to see you later. I was like, okay, all right. She didn't have a phone. So, because she asked me for the time.
Yo.
She couldn't give me the digits and nothing like that.
She look good?
I would have done it. I would have done it just for the story.
Wow.
I would have done it just for the story. Just, and the blade was nice. That was a real turn on.
Shorty's crazy, bro.
She was ready. I think she was getting ready to kill somebody right there. She was getting off to go stab somebody up. I have not heard word of a stabbing
was
here
it
yet.
one of my people or your people?
It was one of my people.
Oh, damn.
It was one of my. I'm half Puerto Rican, so it was my white half.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought.
But I haven't heard any murders being reported. But somebody might have got killed, because check this out, right?
Okay.
On my old block, somebody got stabbed up in the house, and it was never reported. Like, they saw the cops come and everything. The guy came out. His wife killed him right in the house, right on my old block.
Oh,
right on my old block. Somebody, his wife stabbed him up. They think it may have been because an affair was going on her part. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to I'm not going to throw any names out there, but I know names.
Okay.
I got people around.
Okay.
I know names of people in the situation, but the guy's dead and the wife's alive, and I don't even think she's being prosecuted or anything.
Wow.
Because they said she didn't even come out in cuffs. It's craziness. It's crazy.
Yo, your prediction about your old block was right.
I said my block was going down, right?
Yeah, you definitely predicted correct.
Listen. It can't be worse than where I'm at right now. No. It's gonna take a couple of years for it to get here. Nah. So I thought that was a cute little fun story. I had a good time. I wish if I wasn't gonna go hang out with my friend, we could have hung out. We could have went to the stairwell.
She sounded like a murderous.
The one,
murderous MILF. The one in the elevator.
In the elevator?
Yeah.
She's now the murderous MILF. She was of MILF age for sure.
I know.
You know that.
I knew that.
How did you know that?
I just don't know.
You don't know how you knew what you know.
I just don't know what I know, but I knew she was a murderous MILF.
Let me tell you what's making me murderous right now.
What you got?
Something is making me murderous. Something is boiling my blood. Something is making me angrier than the laundry room. Actually, no. It's a degree less. Because this is actually affecting me.
Now you're going to start stinking.
This is actually affecting me. No, I'm going to get my laundry done. Don't worry about it. I got ways. But listen, everybody knows Goosebumps. Everybody was raised on Goosebumps. You know where this is going.
No.
Listen to this.
No.
Everybody knows Goosebumps.
No.
My favorite.
No.
My favorite, right?
We're not doing this.
Listen, hold your horses. If you don't know Goosebumps, it's an old book series from the 90s where it's about monsters and ghouls and ghosts galore. It's a scary book series for kids. But now the scariest thing will not be the ventriloquist dummies and monsters that are roaming around harming people.
I quit.
The scariest thing is the edits that they are making to the books to make them less offensive.
Why the fuck do you hate me?
Kidding me?
Why do you hate me?
I'm telling you.
Why do you hate me?
Don't even start yet, because let me tell you what they did. Let me tell you the edits they made. I am incensed. I don't even know if I knew that word till just now. That just came out of nowhere. Listen to this. So everybody knows, you should know by now, that this is also happening with the Ray Dahl books. That's the name, Ray Dahl.
I don't give a fuck.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Witches, all that stuff. They are editing those books. They're taking out references to the Oompa Loompas being short. And as a very short person myself, I say that I love the Oompa Loompas and I want them to be short. I do not agree with the changes that they have made.
You sounded like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, I do not agree with the changes they have made. Listen to the changes they have made. They made over 100 edits to the Goosebumps books that are released on ebook. So they're not releasing them on hard copy yet. Oh my God. Listen to this.
Oh, I hate you.
They have taken out the word plump.
Oh my fucking God.
The word plump is now cheerful, which doesn't even make sense because plump is not cheerful.
No.
The plump is a way you can appear. That is a body shape.
Who needs this?
Cheerful is a state of being. Listen to this. There would be no references to being fat at all. So there was some parts where they said they called somebody like they have the shape of a bowling ball. They're in the shape of a bowling ball, or they have squirrel cheeks. You're done. They took that out. Ridiculous. They also this is one they've been doing for a while. You can't say crazy now. So you can't say crazy. So instead they say silly.
Oh no.
That's right.
No.
Silly.
No.
You're a silly guy.
No.
Scary. Or my favorite, stressed.
Oh God.
So, like, let's say Slappy the Dummy's acting crazy. He's slapping people around. He's, he's doing wicked stuff. He's stressed. That ain't the same. Crazy and stressed ain't the same thing. Just like plump and cheerful. And when they use the word nut, like, Mo, you're a real nut. Now I got to say, Mo, you're a real wild one.
Hey, sir, you just killed 10 people. Why would you do that? I was stressed.
You're a wild one. What is it? Oh, Slappy, my favorite. He'd be slapping people. So you get the name Slappy. Slapping people all over the place. Well, there's a part where he hits a girl and they took it out and they say he did a spell. He did a spell on her. Are you serious? Are you serious? There's more. Speaking of my man Slappy, now they took out the word slave. Because Slappy, his big thing is he makes people his slave.
What is going to be the replace for slave?
I don't even know. I've heard they took it out. I don't even know if they like put minion or anything of that nature. I don't even know if there's a replacement. I heard they took out slave in general because that's what Slappy does. That's his thing. He's like, I'm going to make you my slave. I'm gonna make you my slave. But he's not saying like, I'm going to make you go to the field. He ain't saying nothing like that. He said, I'm going to put you on a ship.
Man, pick up my fucking corn.
Yeah, corn. When did slaves pick corn?
They picked everything.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay. So you can't say slave now because apparently like slave is a like it's for a certain race apparently. It's only for a certain race now? So now like
it's only for a certain race?
That's what they're implying by doing this.
Oh, really?
So there's no other kind of slave.
There's
right?
no type of
There's
slave.
no other kind of slave you can have like in other movies where people just enslave people to make them their minions. Basically, you make them like when a vampire enslaves, like when he puts them under their spell.
Yes.
It's like you could be their slave.
I hate
Or
this.
like a sex slave. You don't want that in Goosebumps. That's they can't. If they had that in Goosebumps, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would.
You
be
can't
crazy.
do that. You can't do that.
But it would make me smile.
What?
It would make me smile. That would be hilarious.
Oh, okay.
If somebody just put in sex slave and just wow. Can we make the crazy edit for it? Like somebody out there that has the time, I need you to do this for me. Find one of the books and just use all the wildest words you can find. Anything and everything is on the table. Go crazy. And then release that for us.
You can't. There was a part where it says girl stuff. They referenced something and they said it's girl stuff. That's out of there. They said it's not interesting. It's not, because you can't have a gender. You can't make anything a gender now. So this one I kind of agree with though. This next one. They had a black kid and they said that they described him as like, he acts like one of the rappers on TV. And I was like, that's obviously stereotypical. That was dumb. But you can't change it now.
No.
There's been a lot of things like that in media, but you can't go back and change it. That one I could see, but it's like you just got to look back and cringe,
Yeah.
You can't change everything.
Yeah.
Was there anything else? That's all the edits I saw, and the saddest part about this is coming from the hands of my dude, my boy,
Who?
R.L. Stine,
No.
the author himself. The author himself is making these changes. I love R.L. Stine. I love Goosebumps. I literally just bought an R.L. Stine book the other day, one of the teen scary novels, and I am just disappointed. I cannot believe this is happening. R.L. Stine, what are you doing? I feel like I'm in a Goosebumps book right now. Night of the Living Wokeness.
Okay, listen.
This is insane. Come on R.L.
That's
Stein.
a great title.
Night of the Living Wokeness.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought about that right now.
That's a great
I just thought about that
title.
right
Good
off the top
job,
of my
bro.
freaking dome.
Good job.
I can't believe this is happening. I love Goosebumps so much. It's a real shame. As somebody who is visually impaired, legally blind, and short, I take no umbrage if a book, if there was a bully in a book and he was like, hey, blindy, Slappy was like, hey, blindy, let me make you my slave.
That's fucking funny.
I would be like, LOL. He's a villain. You're supposed to be mean. Or if, they used to say the word shrimp a lot back in the R.L. Stein's day. I'm a short person. They would have called me shrimp. You don't see me crying about it.
He's a shrimp.
There was nothing that bad in Goosebumps. They did nothing except for the one stereotypical thing that they pointed out. They never did anything racial. I mean, there's not even black people in Goosebumps. There was no black people. It was like, when I read that book, that was from Night of the Living Jack-o'-lanterns or something, Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. They had the black kid, and I was like, wow, where did he come from? I think there was another black kid in one of the other books, but it was rare. It was very rare, I think. So this is ridiculous. Come on, this is ridiculous. What's next? What other children's book could they even do?
So my theory is that he is just doing this because he's stepping in front of it before they come after him, because he probably noticed everybody just going after all the old heads. So he's like, let me just put my shit out there.
Dude.
And if that's the case, I understand it. I just don't like it.
Number one,
I can't
R.L.
vibe with it.
Stein is like 108. Okay, so number one. You're almost out of here. I love R.L. Stein. I'm not saying I've met R.L. Stein like twice.
Did you?
I love R.L. Stein.
Yeah,
Got book signed. He's the GOAT. I really, his proliferacy. I don't even know if that's the word. His prolificness. How prolific he is inspiring to me. You know what I mean? He's a great writer. I mean, he's a legend in the game.
Facts.
He wrote multiple book series at the same time.
Facts.
He's a GOAT. Why do you got to do that? He's on his way out. Give him the flowers. That's it. Yeah. What was I? You made me lose my train of thought about something. Oh, this is the thing. There is 480 million Goosebumps books. Did you know that?
No.
There's 63 in the original. Then you got Goosebumps 2000, which is another 40. Then you got Goosebumps Most Wanted. You got the what was it? Horrorland series. You have the Give Yourself Goosebumps series, the triple headers. I mean, you can't, there's so many. How are you going to go back?
Damn,
how can you go back and change anything? There's some media that I've seen where they did some reckless stuff. And I was like, you know what? I could see you doing that. I could see you taking that out.
Okay.
Because it was crazy.
Okay.
There was some shit that I'm like, good job. But this is insanity. I'm depressed. I'm gonna go read a real Goosebumps book tonight.
Which one?
Maybe The Haunted Mask. One of my faves.
Oh my god, I love
Maybe we'll watch it after the show.
I love The Haunted Mask. I watched that.
But
I'm not
I remember
watching
seeing,
it.
I gotta give props to this guy I saw on YouTube 5 years ago. I just saw a random video of this man, and he was like, "Yo, straight up, whatever your favorite movies are, whatever your favorite books are, get them now in physical copy because they are gonna change everything." Shout out to that guy for having the crystal ball out.
Facts.
Because
I
he really called it. He really called it.
Yeah.
So there you go. For any big time Goosebumps fans, we're taking an L right now. This is horrendous.
So why is our childhood getting fucked with for these kids?
Because our childhood.
Why don't y'all just write new books for these kids and leave our shit alone?
Write your own books.
You fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Listen to this. Speaking of fat, right? Because you can't say fat now.
Oh, we can't?
Pastor got fat shamed at the restaurant the other day.
Really?
It was hilarious. We were sitting there, right?
Okay.
It was 8 of us. Okay. For real. 7. And the waitress comes by. Pastor's, let's see, he's right next to me.
Okay.
Waitress comes by. She goes, "You need a box? Yeah. You need a box? Yeah. You need a box? You need a box?" She looks at me. "You need a box?" She goes, "You need a..." "Nah, you good." She's like, nah, you straight. You gonna kill that, basically. Like, he wasn't even finished. I looked down to see his plate to see if he was done. Cause I'm like, okay, maybe he's done, right? I'm like, maybe he's almost done. No. My man had like a whole plate left, and she was like, you need one? Nah, you good. You going. She's like, you gonna knock that out, right? You got that, big boy, right? Yo, and I thought I was tripping. I looked at Pastor. He looked back at me after she left, and we started dying. Dude, I laughed about that for like a day.
Yo.
It was so wrong.
I can't breathe.
Dude, and then you know what's even crazy? At that restaurant, they make you tip because they put the tip in for you.
Yeah.
So he didn't even have a chance to be like, you know what? Fuck you. I ain't tipping. Tip was already included. My man got shamed. And he like, I looked at him when she said that, right?
Oh my God.
I just looked at him and he goes, he was like, is she just calling me a fat fuck right now? I didn't even say anything yet. He already knew what time it was. She came with the guns out, yo. She was like, you gonna knock that out, right? You good, right? You good. Yeah, crazy. That's something that would have happened in Goosebumps, but not now.
Not anymore.
Speaking of things that are funny.
I'm just going to start calling people fat in real life to,
Well, not people you don't know. You can't just walk down the street like, what a fatty.
You sure about that?
It's inappropriate.
You sure about that?
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's very inappropriate.
Hey.
Listen to this.
We'll try. I'll try.
Speaking
See how
of
far I get.
things,
What's up, though?
the new Chris Rock comedy special it was live the other day.
Yes.
You watched it.
I watched it.
What did you think about it?
I actually enjoyed his fucking technique. Honestly, was it the best show he ever did? No. But what I really loved about Chris Rock's show, the live show, was that one, I've never seen a comedy show special live, right? I've never actually been to a big celebrities comics show ever myself. So I was really excited for that. But the way he masterfully just attacked certain subjects without at once, making a targeting anybody in a negative way, right? He had this one trans joke that I was laughing. I was like, oh, he's about to touch this. And we all familiar with Dave Chappelle. Don't give a shit. He doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. But Chris was able to do something that I was not expecting and I haven't seen anybody else do. He just masterfully. He said, and I'm not gonna say the whole joke, but I'll give this basic summary of it. The joke was like, if my father was trans, and then he continues on to say, if my brother did something, I would respond this way. And I thought that was a creative way to approach that subject without insulting anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it showed a lot of finesse within his humor, and there was a lot of good jokes, and he attacked some things in his own personal life. He talked about his kids, which I've never heard him talk about his daughters. So that was really fun. It was mature. It was Chris Rock mature. And at the end, I enjoyed it. I laughed a few times, most of the time. And if I wasn't laughing out loud, I was laughing within. And I was like, yo, I really appreciate that he's matured. He's a different person right now. And he has way more stories to share with us that we don't know about him. And he definitely went in his bag and pulled out a few good stories there. So I had fun with it.
It was about an hour?
It was about an hour, yeah.
So yeah. You what did you think about the Will Smith part?
I loved it. I thought that was the way he finished it was the way he should have finished it. And I
never fight in front of white people.
Yo, that shit is so true. It's not even funny. It was so true when Will Smith did it. The whole community went, "What the fuck is this?" Because every white person was like, "Yes, you should protect your wife," and every black person was like, "You're stupid. You're dumb, Will. That was embarrassing. You embarrassed us, not just yourself." So, I mean, it was interesting when it happened. So I love that he finished it off like that. Chris is a GOAT for a reason. He's a GOAT. And
Chris is a GOAT.
Chris is a GOAT. And you could just tell he wasn't trying to insult anybody. He wasn't trying to be. He saved the insults and everything else for just Will. And he did it masterfully. I was like, perfect. There we go. We wanted the answer. We waited like a year and a half for it. You gave it to us.
I think that was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do to wait
perfect.
and do it on your special. Have all the eyes on the special. I think that was good.
If you haven't, I'm seeing it. The best part about this special was he built it up. Started off slow, did his thing, and he just he selected his rage wisely, and it was just layers of brilliance on it. And if you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. He selected his rage the correct way. So he not only was he controlling himself the entire time, he was also demonstrating this is how you fucking control your feelings,
your emotions.
You know what I'm saying? The whole point. And he just saved his outrage for the last 5-6 minutes, and I was like, that's hilarious. And that's why he's a GOAT. That shit was it was done well. Even he had this thing where he fucking set up his own daughter to get kicked out of a private school.
Yeah.
That shit was great.
I always liked Chris Rock. I've always been a fan. I always liked him on Howard Stern. Anything I've seen him in, I liked him.
I love him.
Last thing I think I seen him in was Grown Ups, but I did see some of his other special.
Yeah.
The one before this on Netflix.
Yeah.
That was I liked what I remember seeing of that, because I'm not a big comedy special guy.
He's not.
I don't watch stand up like
guy.
that. So the only thing I did watch of this, because I wanted to see what he said about Will Smith, and I think he did great.
You liked it.
I think that last minute,
yeah.
I only saw the Will Smith stuff.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to hear what he thought about that, what he had to say.
Yeah.
And I thought, some people said, some people didn't agree with what he said, and I'm like, he could have went harder. Really?
He really could.
I thought he was gonna go harder.
I
think he did great. I'm just saying, if he went harder, I wouldn't have been surprised. And I'm surprised I'm not saying he went light.
No, he didn't.
But I'm saying,
it's not old school Chris.
I think he could have went heavier if he wanted to, for sure. He definitely laid into him, though.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. One thing I really appreciated about that particular section of the show, the only section I saw, is he messed up a line.
Yeah, he did.
But I didn't appreciate him messing up the line, obviously. What I liked is, if I remember this correctly, you can tell me if I'm wrong, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I liked how he messed it up, acknowledged it, and he didn't start the joke over.
No, he didn't. He just continued.
He continued and went around it and said it. He did say it again.
Yes.
But he didn't say it again right after.
Yes.
He didn't go, oh, I messed up, and then he go, let me start over. He said, oh, I messed up. He said a couple things in between and then brought it back around. So by the time it came around, everybody popped. Even because they kind of didn't know it was coming again.
Yeah.
So it was funny again.
Yes.
If you would have went messed up and then just did it again, he would have got like a sympathy laugh.
Yeah.
But he said a couple little things in between, brought it back around, and then bam. I thought that was a masterful move.
And it was just so funny because one of Chris Rock's, what people know him for, is his facial expression.
Yeah.
Right?
And him yelling.
And him yelling, right? And he just, you could tell this is a man that been around the block, and he was so mature about it. He was just like, you could see his face. He was just,
my man said,
and I'm like,
why
yeah.
people ask me why I didn't fight back, and he's like, Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. He played all these big characters, like 6 foot tall, and I played Pookie in New Jack City.
Yes,
and I played.
You heard the crowd.
All these,
Pookie.
Yeah, it was great. I mean.
Yo.
It was awesome.
He said, even in animation, he's bigger than me.
Did he say that? I don't remember that line.
Yeah, he was like, he played a shark. I played a zebra.
Wow. See, I mean, I think it was great. I can't speak for the whole special because I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. I'm not gonna see it. Nothing. Yeah. Again, I love Chris Rock, but I'm more of a guy. I like to hear people get interviewed. I like hearing people kind of just talking on podcasts. And I think he's very funny in that element as well, for sure. I did see some criticism about the special.
I saw some.
I did see that it was boring. I saw a lot of, I want to say a lot, but I saw a good amount of people say that in around the same time they were bored. Like I saw a couple tweets that said 35 minutes in, I'm bored. 40 minutes in, I'm bored. And our boy Pasty, who was fat shamed at the restaurant, said he was bored too.
He said he was bored too.
My man said he got up and started doing laundry. He was like, I missed the beginning of Will Smith. I'm like, why? Because I was doing the laundry. I was like, you were doing laundry during a live show? You literally couldn't wait. It was almost over. He was like, oh, I know. And I was like, so you were, I had to drag it out of him. I'm like, did you like it? He's like, oh, the pacing was off. I'm like, so did you like it? Well, the pacing. I'm like, did you? I'm like, so you're not saying anything good about it. You didn't like it. He's like, I guess so. I'm like, okay, so you don't like it. There was a certain section of people that didn't like it. They said it was boring, and that is. You don't agree with that?
I agree that the pacing was slow.
Oh yeah,
but I would not say it was boring.
Yeah, just because something's slow don't mean it's boring.
Yeah, no,
The Shining is slow.
The Shining
but it's not
is
boring.
Yeah, that's true.
It's definitely not boring. And some people
Lord
said
of the Rings is
the way that
slow.
I said that he punched that I think he could have went harder. Some people think he went too hard.
Really?
Some people think you sound like Chris Rock right there. You look like you really.
Really?
Yeah. So
Shit wasn't hard enough.
some people say that he went too hard, and I go, thou, like, hold on.
Now you know you're retarded.
He got slapped for real. The guy got slapped. He has a warrant. He has a warrant to say whatever he wants to this guy. Are you serious? The guy said a slight joke, got slapped for it. I think he can say literally anything he wants because Will Smith literally slapped this man over a woman that does not love him.
Oh my God. Yo,
Prove to me.
That part when he went in on their relationship, I wasn't the one in no damn entanglement. I was
The guy she's fucking her son's friend. Come on. We're really slapping a guy over a woman who doesn't love us. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So you think it was do you think it was one of his best specials?
Not one of his best specials, but one of the specials that I feel like if you're a student of comedy, that special, all his special, but this one teaches you how to mature with your art.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Not everything has to look the way it does. And I think a lot of people, if you look at a comic and you go, this is how you owe it.
Maturing the way that R.L. Stein matured Goosebumps? Is that the maturing you're talking about?
Not at all.
Oh,
There
okay.
ain't no fucking maturing in that shit.
Okay.
I feel like
I sent you a video
like
the other day
can't
because I felt like you would really enjoy it. It was of Violet Myers, who, for those that don't know, is an adult film star, a Pawn Star.
I didn't even know this until
You didn't know she was a
after
Pawn
we
Star.
talked, yeah.
Well, she's a corn star, and she has a very, I would say, successful YouTube channel. I would say she's done a good job of branching out and doing other forms of media more than any other, I would say, adult star that I've ever seen branch out. I think she's doing a very good job at her YouTube channel. This is the only video I've seen, so I just see that she puts out a lot of stuff.
Okay.
This is the only one I watched because it was the only one that interested me. This video was of a tour of her $20,000 anime room, and I sent it right to you because I know that you love anime. I'll put some video on the screen of her showing a room off, but as an official, legit or OG anime fan, what did you feel about this room? It left you speechless.
Listen, I liked it for it.
It was very sexual.
It was very sexual, which was cool for her. I mean, it's not the style of room that I want for myself, but I really did appreciate the weebness of it all. Like, she really does love
weebness.
Weeb.
Oh, weeb.
So, like, she was just, very otaku with it. So I was
you're
like,
talking way over my head now.
yeah, I knew. That's why I was trying to Anyway, so her roommate exactly was just very otaku, weeb, and girly and everything. But it fit her. Like, it showed me a lot of who she was. So by the time I heard that she was a corn star, I was like, oh, I would have never.
It made
even
a
thought
lot of
that.
sense, though.
It did make a lot of sense, but I was definitely like, oh, that's surprised.
These figures that she had that were like $1,000 each were very fascinating.
Yeah.
Because these were like hentai figures.
Yeah.
That you can undress.
Yeah.
And it showed everything. $1,000. I thought this was. I never knew this existed.
Really?
I didn't know I was when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised that they have dolls like this. Like, it's not a sex doll per se.
You can get some
but it's an
life-size
action
ones,
figure.
too.
Yeah, it's not a life-size doll. It's an action figure that you can undress,
yeah.
and it shows it all, bears it all. And she was talking about how she wanted to bust a nut on them. It was an interesting tour. But that was very fascinating to me because I didn't know they had figures for that much money, and I didn't know they had ones in that type of detail.
God, they get
Did
expensive.
you know those people she had figures of?
Not from the hentai. I actually don't have knowledge about hentai, like big hentai stuff. Not
These are like.
But she
big
did have
hentais?
characters I saw.
Are there big hentais? Like there's hentai
Yes.
series that are popular.
Yes.
I gotta see what that's about.
Yes,
I gotta see what that's about.
Some of the characters that she was showing were from some of those big popular.
Wow. See, I always
series.
thought hentai. I didn't. Now that I think about it,
Yes.
I'm not surprised. But I didn't know there was like hentai series.
You'll be surprised, but a lot of females in America watch hentai.
I know one.
Good.
I know one for sure.
Yeah, so a lot of girls watch hentai in America. It's actually surprising.
I wonder what it is that the women like the hentai.
I think it's the way it was told to me is just that it's kind of like the whole like forbidding attitude, and you know what I'm saying, like this expressing with sexuality, but it's all cutesy and artsy.
Oh, okay.
So
They
it's like
the cute aspect.
yeah, so it's not
That
like
makes sense.
a lot of girls that I've talked to. They said like they rather watch hentai than porn because of that cutesiness to it. It doesn't
That makes
feel
sense.
It doesn't feel
as raw.
yeah,
maybe.
like you know it's fantasy.
Yeah.
You know it's fantasy where you watch porn, you're like, this is fantasy.
It's more
but
girly.
like,
I know you
it's
can't say
made-
that in a Goosebumps book, but it's more girly.
It's definitely more girly.
Yeah.
And when you would be, it's ironically, you know, the Japanese didn't make it for the girls, but here in
that's how things happen.
but in America, the girls love it. They're like, whoa. So I was like, that's funny. But she did have one of my favorite freaking characters. Actually, we shared one of the favorite characters of all time.
What character is that?
A character from Code Geass named C2. It was the girl. It was an action figure with the girl with the lime green hair.
Okay.
That character is one of my favorite female wife. If I was to use the term waifu, I would say
I've
that's
never
my
heard
waifu.
you use that term.
That would be my waifu.
That is a very popular term now.
That's the only waifu.
So you don't have a waifu?
That's my
but
only waifu.
But if you did, that's your
only
one.
Wife. That's my only.
We got to
waifu
get
too.
you one of those figures.
No.
$1,000. Let's do a GoFundMe.
Who wants to give me a C2 Code Geass action? Figure.
C2 Code Geass.
That's her name.
That's-
C2.
What is she, a robot?
No.
Okay. That's what it sounds like.
So it doesn't
It
matter
sounds
what
like
you
something
think it
like
sounds.
that. Okay.
No one knows her real name.
Now, I think that I don't think everything in that room amounted to $20. I don't think everything that was anime related amounted to $20K. I think she counted the computer in that. Because you don't think everything in that collection was worth $20K. It could be, though. She had a lot of figures. Are you
I
having
feel
an
like some of
orgasm?
the money was like
You think she embellished?
not embellished. I think it
she
could have been
added the
higher.
computer. You think really?
I think it could have been higher.
More than 20 grand for all that?
I was like, I feel like she was being generous with that number. I was like, it has to.
You think she
I'm
was
like,
being, you think she was being modest? You mean?
yeah, bro. I'm like, the toys, the personal toys thing.
Yeah.
That was like, that's average $50 to $60.
But 20 grand is a lot of money.
20 grand is a lot of money.
So you think you think they were worth more than that?
I think
though?
it was definitely worth more.
I don't agree. I think she probably added the computer.
You think she added?
Yeah, because I think the
How much you
computer
think
was
that
a
computer
lot.
was?
I don't. A couple grand for sure. It was a PC.
Yeah, it
That's
was
a couple grand.
Yeah.
That shit might have been 5 grand, 3 grand.
Nah, I feel like that was probably 6 to 8.
Okay, so that's you got to add that.
Yeah.
But then I guess that still leaves another what?
Interior
Another-
designing. I feel like she designed that room herself, painted
Definitely
it.
did.
All of that. She said she painted. She did.
This was a
everything else.
fascinating video to me.
The couch. I'm like, even the couch. I feel like
I'm just not my favorite video from her. If you know, you know what I mean.
I've never seen the other
Definitely
stuff.
not my favorite video from her, but it's definitely up there. And I appreciate she had the Michael Myers backpack.
Really? I
With the
didn't notice
coffin.
that. Yeah.
That was hot. And I didn't know that she got her last name from Michael Myers.
Oh.
She said she never talks about horror stuff. So I was like, you know what?
Oh yes, yes.
we got to get her on the show.
That would be a
I don't know if we could do it. We got like 8 subs. I don't think we'll even come up on the radar. But maybe one day.
I have a lot of questions for her.
What questions do you have?
I'm gonna save it for when I meet her one day.
Well, let's hear some. Maybe we can send it in like a submission.
Let's see. What does she think about the the spinoff of Code Geass. That's one of them.
Okay, you want to go deep.
I need to know her favorite nightmare frame.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like,
which power of the Geass was her favorite power? Then it's gonna go into some actual other stuff. What's her favorite? What's some suggestions for hentai series to watch?
We can review and we can review them.
Yeah, gotta review them so I can review those.
That might be one of your first interviews on the channel.
I got a lot of questions.
I'll let you kick that interview
I'm
off.
like, listen.
And then I'll get into the horror.
Questions.
We could do like a 4 hour.
I've never seen the other stuff. I don't even care.
We could do like a 4 hour episode with her, probably.
Bro, I don't
horror, anime, and porn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could make it happen. I don't think we can make it happen. Though.
I feel like I can't watch her corn though.
Because of why?
I'm not interested in it.
You don't find her attractive.
It's not even that. She's hot. It's more like I care less about that.
But you don't watch porn anymore.
I don't. But honestly, I don't care. Even if somebody was like, I'm an OnlyFans, I was like, tell me more about
But it's nothing
you.
about her personally, you're saying.
Huh?
It's nothing about her.
No, it's nothing about her.
She's not turning you off.
No, I when she was talking, I was more interested in her fucking like everything she could say. I was more interested in like, yo, me and this chick can definitely vibe and just
you can vibe.
Definitely
I think she would be great for the show.
Hell yeah, I was
but it would probably be
like I just want to argue with her.
You want to argue? You don't like arguing with anybody.
I want to argue with her.
You were just telling me how
I know.
I'm the only man that argues with women, and you don't know how I do it.
I don't know how to do it.
Why can't you agree with her?
It's not about agreeing.
Why do you want to argue?
I just feel like we can just argue in
I think that's your sexual tension coming out.
I think so.
I think you want to jerk off to her, but you don't want to say that because you claim.
Nah, I just think her personality, when she was speaking in the way she was speaking, I was like, that's hot.
Okay.
The way she was speaking, the way she was like the nerd.
So you think maybe the argument would be?
I just would fucking argue as a nerd. That shit would just be hot.
It would arouse you.
It would just arouse me, just arguing with her.
It would arouse you to argue.
Like, that character fucking sucks.
Well, now you know how I feel when I argue with some women.
Like that, what you talking about? She got no ass.
Now how the character has no ass.
Yeah.
Well, now you know how I feel. Not every woman I argue with arouses me, but it is kind of a must for me to be able to argue with a woman. I remember there was that one.
I just want to pick her fucking brain.
I told you there's that one chick that I would try and pick an argument with her.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't argue, so I just stopped. I had to stop talking to her because I was like, girl, like she did not take debate at all.
I feel like
I'm like telling her that some of the stuff she likes sucks, and she's just like, oh, okay, that's how you feel. I'm like, no, you need to start clapping back.
If you like Gritty and you think he's attractive,
walk up and tell me
he's a stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, say Halloween sucks.
Tell him Halloween sucks.
No, you gotta tell me Halloween Ends was the best horror movie you ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah.
Then that'll turn me on.
That turns on real good, right?
Or whip out a knife. Or you could do that.
Man. Just don't stab him, please. We got shit to do.
Yeah, we got stuff to do. So you enjoyed. I thought that was a fascinating video, and I thought you would like it. So that's why I sent it directly to you.
No, it was fun.
One of the.
It just made me
videos.
think about. I left that thinking about. Damn, I can't wait to make my room.
You want to make an anime room?
I've always wanted to make a room.
And what would it consist of?
I can't tell you that.
You're watching the second season of Tokyo Revengers. How's that going?
Let me tell you, for those who are into anime, if you're not watching Tokyo Revengers, watch it.
You're slipping.
You slipping. I mean, if you want, listen. I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but as somebody that grew up around a bunch of gangbangers and growing up trying to be a part of a gang and being a part of a gang, like I get a lot of like nostalgia of like that brotherly
because the show is about gangs.
Yeah, but it's not about just the gangs. That brotherly love thing, like your people, like why you protect the people you protect. Why gangs are usually formed anyway, right? So there's a lot of misconceptions, and of course, everything turns bad. But the show just basically goes on why the things, because he's traveling back and forth between time. Why the things that's happening in his future. Why is it happening? And that's really important. And so it's a whole mystery.
How are you feeling about season 2, though?
Season 2 is just so good. So fucking good. I mean, every character that's coming in, the betrayal, the action. I mean, my boy's getting his ass beat. Shorty just stabs somebody. There's just so many good scenes happening. Every episode is just drama.
Are you watching any other new animes right now?
Yeah, I'm watching some isekai anime right now. So I'm watching That Time I Got Resurrected as a Slime. Interesting one. I'm watching another one, A Time I Got Resurrected as a Sword. That's actually interesting, bloodier than I thought. And there's another one.
What about Chainsaw Man?
I am watching Chainsaw
That's not done
Man.
yet?
That is nowhere near done.
Okay.
I was not going to even say it yet. I'm still on it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you're enjoying your anime right now.
I'm enjoying it. You see how fast he's like, I'm only giving him 2 minutes. But you know,
I'm letting you ride.
I'm letting
you roll.
Listen, it's been going good.
Okay, good. What did you think about the trailer for The Blackening?
Yo,
the new horror movie.
This is gonna be so good. I now is not even an argument about who's gonna die. Which version of a black person will die first?
It's different versions.
You know, it's going to be...
That was in the trailer. They were arguing about, there's the gay one.
There's our nerdy one. The guy,
Yeah.
the black guy that votes Republican. You know, all the stereotypes. So they just threw a bunch of stereotypes of black people in the one room.
For those that don't know, The Blackening is a movie that consists of an all-black cast, and they go to like a cabin or something. One of their friends gets kidnapped, and there's a Jigsaw-esque character comes on the screen, says, hey, I'm going to kill your friend if you guys can't decide who is going to die. And they got to play like some kind of game or whatever. Mm-hmm. They can't decide who's going to die, so the killer comes out and starts killing them one by one, which you know is my favorite type of movie.
Seriously.
And I thought it was great because when I first watched the trailer, I'm thinking it's going to be all about that game. And I'm like, okay, maybe not. But then when the killer starts throwing arrows at people, I said, okay, this is my kind of movie.
Yeah.
And at first, I said it looks like it's gonna be a little too goofy. But then I think it's the sweet spot. I think it hits the sweet spot of like funny, but not too silly.
We needed a movie like this. So we really did need a movie like this. I feel like I got to see who directing this, who's the writers on this one. But
I thought it was gonna be a Wayans Brothers movie.
It did feel like that, right?
Because Haunted House was like the last one I remember, and that was eons ago already. And I loved Haunted House.
Haunted House was great.
Haunted House was great.
Hey, yo, cuz, what happened to your furniture?
Yeah, that was the white kid, the little white kid from the first one. That was awesome. There was a second one, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember the second one. I remember the first one for sure.
Yeah, there was a second one.
But that was the last.
I went to Mandingo party.
Because I forgot if he did another horror one. If
he had him.
Wayans.
He just came out with one. He just came out with one on Netflix.
One, right?
Yeah, last
I
year.
thought so, but I didn't see it. I knew he came out with another one, so I thought this may have been a Wayans Brothers movie. And when I didn't see that, I was like, okay, so this is another crew. Yeah. Apparently, from what I understand, this started off as a comedy skit. And it got parlayed into a movie.
Really?
Now, that's what I understood from a headline.
Okay.
I did not care enough to watch the video about that. You're smiling at me in a very creepy way.
How is this?
And it's
I'm happy.
Scaring me.
I'm happy.
Because it's like you look insane with that smile. That one is fine. The one you did before, incredibly creepy.
No, it wasn't. You was tripping.
You look like the Coney Island guy, the guy from the Coney Island. You ever seen that?
Nah.
The Coney Island face with the big smile. That's what you look like. So I think it's gonna be a fun ride.
It's gonna be great.
I forgot when it comes out though.
It's Juneteenth, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now here's the only thing.
What?
If this is a big franchise, right? If this becomes a big franchise, let's say they do like 3.
Oh.
The only thing is doing a Halloween merch is not gonna work. You can't do a Halloween costume for this because the mask is a blackface mask, right? So like, let's say some white kid is like, "Oh my God, Mom, I love this movie," and then he wants to go to the party.
He can do it.
He cannot do it.
Yeah, he can do it.
The little white kid.
Yeah, put the mask on. It's just a mask.
You think so?
Put the mask on.
You would let a little white kid, you would allow this.
If we put the movie out for sales and we make a character that's a spoof of whatever else thing, put the fucking mask on.
I mean, we gotta see. We gotta see how others feel about that. I cannot speak on that.
Put the fucking mask on.
I
can't wait for every little white boy and girl this Halloween to have that mask. It's going to go back to us.
I cannot say that because I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with it? Well, what if the money goes back to us?
It's not for me to agree or disagree with.
Listen. If the money goes back to the black creators, it's cool. All you white little boys and girls. Run around New York City with that mask. You might fix some projects and some homes. Listen, we put it out there. Why can't they buy it?
I don't know. It's not a Puerto Rican thing, so I can't say.
You black, they black too. Y'all have a say on that.
Not me.
Yeah, you do.
Not me.
You got black in you, bro. You can put a vote in.
I could put a vote in on this?
Yeah, you can put a vote in.
I don't know. I think most of the population would disagree with you.
Then those people don't read the history books.
So that's the only thing. You won't be seeing any of the blackening merchandise at Halloween Spirit.
What you mean? I'll buy you little white boys and girls.
You're gonna make some put it on Etsy?
Listen, whatever merch, that shit would be so fucking funny.
If they really did this?
If they really make merch out of that mask. And now I gotta see what the mask look like now again.
You never seen it?
I don't remember it.
Oh.
That was not the thing that stuck out to me. So I was laughing too fucking hard that I didn't even notice the mask.
Because that's what Dre said. Dre said it's a blackface.
It's a blackface mask?
That's what he said.
For real?
Because he's the one that showed me the trailer.
Oh my god!
It's like one of the racial cartoons. From way back when they would make fun of black people. In the cartoons. That's what it's like.
They signed up for it. Deal with the consequence
of little white children,
little white boys and girls.
Trick or treat.
What the fuck is that, nigga?
I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting Halloween.
It's gonna be a great Halloween. I got a little white boy in my neighborhood. That's cool.
You gonna give him one?
Give him a mask.
Gonna give him a free mask?
I'm gonna give him a free
mask.
Free mask.
Let's see.
Hey, little man, wear this to school.
Let's see how far you make it down the street.
We live in an all-white town. You can make it pretty far.
They're gonna be like, let me see. What, you got white hands? Nah. You gonna see them hands? And they're gonna be like, nah. I don't know about that.
Those hands gonna be great.
But yeah, looking forward to the movie though. Looks like it's gonna be.
Everybody's gonna be like, this guy's cool. Can't wait.
The unrated version of Megan is on Peacock, and I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see it. Make sure that you like. Make sure you subscribe.
Subscribe.
Podcast on Tuesday.
Bro, you remember.
Podcast on Saturday.
Let's go.
Extra videos on Friday. Peace and love. See you next time.